everything.
Q. Man, what a moment for us to have Quinton Mayo back on the show. Quinton, what's good, baby?
What's good, fellas? How we doing?
We good, man. We good. We thought you just, I ain't got to deal with Sacramento no more, man. I'm off them dudes, man. We know what was going on with Q, man.
I didn't know what was going on either. All I know is one day I got a text message that says, your services are no longer needed.
This guy.
Dang, I got fired on my day off. I didn't even know I was at the performance. So I just, I got replaced and packed my bag and went on the deal.
We might have to call Q back because I think Trista might be sick of all of Northern California after the last couple of weeks she's had. Q, like bet MGM tonight is popping. That's all fun. That's all love. But you're kind of a sneaky Washington Wizards insider. There's a lot being written about the Wizards wanting to move up to number 4 here, or at least move up to the upper echelon part of this draft, man. What are you hearing that the Wizards' main interests are?
Yeah, so the biggest issue that they're having as a team this offseason, aside from if Bradley Beal's going to, commit to their team for the next 5 years with the Supermax contract, is who's going to play the point guard position for them. And right now, it's a fact that the free agent market is not really that bad. I mean, you look at the unrestricted free agents like Jalen Brunson, he's the number one option, but we know he's going to get a bag because of what he did last year. Washington just simply can't afford him. You look after him, it's I don't know, Ricky Rubio, who's coming off an ACL injury. Like, it's just not a lot of point guards available. So Washington, now with that information being out, they did their due diligence in that department. They're saying, well, can we move up in the draft? So they've been making a lot of phone calls, and we all know about Sacramento sitting there at 4. And are they willing to shop that pick? Do they want to go with another guard? All of that is, of course, coming up in questions and discussions, but Washington wants in. So I've heard that they've discussed trying to get to number 4. We're a week away from the draft, and I think a lot of people are going to be making calls to Sacramento as well, but Washington is definitely in the mix for because they really do love Jaden Ivey. I heard that they love everything about the kid. So with them being so high on him, it's up to, I guess us to see what they're willing to pay to get to where Sacramento is sitting right now.
All right, well, we're here. We're here right now. We got a Washington representative. We got a Sacramento. Let's negotiate for it. Let's do the hard work for these GMs right now. Let's make a deal. I want to figure out. I won't say Brad. I won't say Brad. I'm not going to disrespect you out here and say Bradley Beal and ask for him. You know what time it is. But I mean, you tell me what you're thinking about. An offer might look like if you want that number 4 Q. What you want to do? What you willing to give up?
So it's a weird spot. It's a weird spot. Washington definitely has cherished their young guys like Denny Avdia and Rui Hachimura. Both guys still in their rookie deals. But with number 1, Rui being up for a contract extension next offseason, he's a guy that they might be more willing to move now. So maybe a couple of the young guys like Denny and Rui, or maybe one or the other, and some future picks, maybe. But I don't think,
Q.
No. I don't think Sacramento's going to say yes to that. That's Washington trying to keep their pride intact. Okay, so what I'm saying is, in order to get the 4, you guys wanted Kyle Kuzma before. Is that correct? I assume you were trying to get him back in the day.
That's right.
We're listening now. We're listening.
So probably a guy like Kyle Kuzma, and then your pick of Denny Avdia or Rui Hachimura.
Well,
and 10.
Okay, I was just about to say
listening.
You hadn't said
I'm listening.
We're listening now because you took forever to say 10. I was like, that's got to be a prerequisite right there. What we doing?
I'm listening to that. That's I mean, there might have to be I don't know, Rashawn involved. There might have to be some money involved in there somewhere on the Kings end, but I think
that's actually a fair deal.
I don't hate that.
I'm not crazy about moving back, but that's a pretty good deal.
The downside to that though is in Q, correct me if I'm wrong here, this is like Kyle Kuzma's got 13 this year, but then he's got a player option the following season. Is that right?
That is correct. And what I'm hearing is he actually would like to work an extension into the plans this offseason. They're already trying to get some extension talks going. So he does want to get paid. I think it'd actually be most beneficial for him to wait, of course, because he's going to be a main feature of, if he's a Wizard all year long, he'll be a main feature of what they're trying to do this year. You can put your stock up even more. But yeah, you're going to have to pay him next offseason.
Okay. And then you also run into the situation that the Kings are going to have with Domantas Sabonis, where it's kind of cute just laid out there. It's probably beneficial for him to become an unrestricted free agent versus signing an extension based on the fact he makes $13 million. He can go and only get an extension of a certain percentage right there. So even if the Kings are confident in keeping him, they're going to have to run the risk of losing him. It becomes that wink stuff where, like, we plan to keep you, we're willing to offer you big money, all that different things, but he actually does become a free agent. It's exactly what's going on with what will go on with Domantas Sabonis here pretty soon. Do you think the Bradley Beal deal gets done?
If I had to put money on it, I would say yes. It
feels like Dame, like 10 toes down in DC.
Yeah, that really is a big deal to him. I mean, he got drafted on his 18th birthday. Like that's a huge moment for him. He's never been one to hop around AAU teams, and like he's a really loyal dude. And I mean, DC has been good to him. I mean, even if we're looking at the big number he could get paid, he's got paid a good amount of money since he's been here too. But this is his 11th year. He wants to, compete for something. Like sitting and talking to him recently, we're watching the playoffs, and you're seeing a guy that came up under him in the NBA Finals. And as an OG, you kind of like, dang, I've been in the league. I haven't experienced that. So he wants to win. And they got to do some stuff this offseason to show them that they're moving in the right direction, which I think they could do. They could do it. But if I had to bet, I think he stays.
Man, like Tatum said, man, you gotta stop cursing out them kids, man.
Yeah,
you're cursing out these kids when they don't get back on defense. I mean, I feel his pain, but man, goodness gracious,
we going in on him.
Going in. When we kind of had a somewhat similar conversation with De'Aaron Fox before you came on, and Bradley Beal obviously has accomplished more in this league than De'Aaron Fox, which means he might be more inclined to want more than just a rookie to say that, hey, Washington, you're helping me get back to the playoffs and things of that nature. But do you think a deal like moving up for 4 and getting a player like Ivy, while very talented, has a lot of potential, is still a 19, 20-year-old rookie, do you think that would be enough of a sign for him from the organization that, hey, we're trying to win? Or does he need an established vet to show him like, hey, we're serious about trying to get you back to this top level as a franchise?
I mean, that's a great point, because I think if we're talking preference, it would be an established vet. It's still like you said, it's still an 18, 19-year-old kid. You have to, as a 10, 11-year guy, you have to slow yourself down and dumb yourself down a little bit to help a guy along while he's also navigating not the NBA just on the floor but off the floor. So it definitely would be preferred that he's paired with someone that has had some sort of experience in the league, especially at playing at a decent to high level. But I think also if you're willing to do something that Washington hasn't shown willingness to do recently, which is actually trade real assets for a hopeful impact player, then that could also be a sign of like, oh, okay, well, they wouldn't give up Denny for Sabonis, or they wouldn't give up Rui for Sabonis, or they wouldn't include these guys in trade talks before. But now, like, you're willing to give up some guys who might be more beneficial to your team market outside of the United States, your international market, stuff that's kind of impacting your bottom line. Like, so this might be the biggest swing that you could take, because it's debatable that the trade for Russell Westbrook was a easy deal to do if it's on the table. Like the trade for Kristaps Porzingis is an easy deal to do if it's on the table. This one would be risky if you're moving up. You are in a very tough situation if it does not work out, because you lost these assets that you groomed. So it would be a different sort of transaction by Washington's front office. I think that could bode well, but in the end, I think they want to give him a veteran guy, or at least a young guy that has a high upside in the future, like a DeJounte Murray, like a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which they've also kicked the tires on this offseason.
I think we're making some progress here. Q, you get Tommy, we'll get Monty.
Yeah,
and we'll get all parties together, man.
Yeah,
this is one of the few deals that we've heard where it's like, okay, this isn't dumb. With Sacramento, right, you always hear all sorts of stupid stuff proposed. Like, this isn't dumb. This actually makes sense and could help the Kings be better next year and could actually help the Kings be better for the next few years. It gives you the guard that you're looking for, man. There's some upside to this deal should it actually be presented between the two parties.
I'd agree. This is the one time I've looked on social media and fan bases aren't necessarily cursing each other out every single tweet. Like guys are kind of following each other after they talked this out a few times and worked the NBA mock draft app. Like they're feeling pretty good about it. But yeah, I think both teams could benefit from it because they're in very different situations, but they could help each other out. So I'm on that side too.
Q, man, and you already know what it is, man. I don't know why you would come out to Sacramento, but if you're ever out in Sac, you already know, man. You got to pull up on us, man. We got to do a little champagne and campaigning.
Absolutely. I can't stop by there without stopping by with y'all. Come on, man.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Q. Thanks, brother.
Thanks for having me, fellas. Have a good show.
All right.